Graham Barber leading out the two sides. So many outstanding players at Villa Park this afternoon, and unquestionably two outstanding managers as well. Arsene Wenger hoping to lead Arsenal to yet another FA Cup final. If they make it, it'll be 5 appearances at the Millennium Stadium showpiece in 7 remarkable years under him. While Sir Alex Ferguson can boast a proud record of 4 FA Cup final successes under his wing. And if anyone doubts, he has still the same appetite that's enabled him to chalk up an astonishing 23 major prizes in 13 years. Well, a few minutes, I can tell you, in his company should put you straight on that score. OK, let's take a check on the teams. Starting with Arsenal. And the big news, as always, really, with Arsene Wenger's selection, centres on the brilliant Thierry Henry, and he doesn't start, only a sub. Wenger clearly feels he has to use his most influential player sparingly, with one eye on Tuesday's Champions League quarter-final second leg with Chelsea to come, of course. And he's opted instead for Jeremy Aliadier to partner Dennis Bergkamp in attack. The manager's other options have been limited really by injuries. No Ashley Cole, Gilberto, Sigon or Parler. But Sol Campbell is OK to start, despite missing England's game in midweek against Sweden, and Freddie Ljungberg is also fit. Here's the Manchester United side, and the notable absentee, of course, is their leading scorer, Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's really struggling with a knee injury and finally had to admit defeat this morning and drop out of the manager's plans. Louis Saha is cup-tied, so there's a place for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with Darren Fletcher and Ronaldo also included. Graham Barber then taking the whistle for this huge game at Villa Park. United playing in their 23rd FA Cup semi-final. Arsenal in a record 24th. Two clubs rich in pedigree and rich in continued success in recent times. Colliding head-on at Villa Park, where in 1999 they produced such an exhilarating semi-final replay, eventually settled by a Ryan Giggs wonder goal in extra time. The first decision of the game in United's favour. Well, who can forget that fantastic goal from Giggs when he darts clear of so many defenders to find the back of the net and settle that absorbing game. Away by Lauren. O'Shea then for United. Finding Fletcher. I was just wondering beforehand how United would line up today, given the personnel on parade. Fletcher seems to be starting in a central role in midfield, with Ronaldo on the right, Giggs on the left. Well, such a key man, the fulcrum in midfield, Patrick Vieira. He missed out on last season's final through injury, so he'll be doubly anxious to return to Cardiff this season. Gary Neville recently restored to the back line then for United after a 4-game suspension, following his sending off in an earlier round against Manchester City. Ronaldo was outstanding that day. There's young Clichy. Goes Aliadier. Surprise selection, really. Some are saying he's only just come back from a thigh problem he's had. There's Ronaldo, skipping clear in one tackle, but not the second. Edu, who was the guilty party. It took a little while to settle Ronaldo, but in the last few weeks he really has been outstanding. He's learning, he's listening to those around him, and his game has matured. No two ways about it. Here is Wes Brown. Another who's been finding his best form again lately. Neville to swing over the cross. Just too heavy for Ryan Giggs. He's had his critics this season, Giggs, but he is still capable of providing something out of the ordinary, as Arsenal know only too well. This is Sylvestre. Good jump then by Edu, and Bergkamp could be clear here. Dennis Bergkamp racing through for Arsenal. And a good block by Carroll, but the danger hasn't passed. A real scare then in that United penalty box. Finally it was Brown to the rescue. was a fine piece of goalkeeping there by Roy Carroll. And Brown back on the line, having to head it out. Aided by John O'Shea. Adu. Oh, a clever little chip off the crossbar. And surely in. No! Clawed away. How did Carroll keep that out? An astonishing save. Toure, who was denied after Adu had so impudently chipped it onto the crossbar. Such a brisk opening here by Arsenal. Campbell couldn't quite latch onto that. And respite for United. Very much indebted there to the goalkeeper Roy Carroll, who's only come in recently in place of Chip Howard, who was suffering a little from a lack of confidence. Well, such improvisation then from Adu, who's been a revelation in midfield this season for Arsenal. Carroll outsmarted them, but what a reaction from the Irish goalkeeper. Here comes Campbell now. A strong and forceful run too. Still Campbell. Put it on to Bergkamp. And Pires! Well, he scored a headed goal against Chelsea in the Champions League, but not this time. And this was a much easier chance in truth. Look at the space he's got here as he's crept in round the back. He escaped then the attentions of Darren Fletcher, among others. Excellent work by Campbell initially, then Bergkamp, who had time to look up and pick out Robert Pires. It's not his strongest point, that's for sure, heading, as I think he's proved here. So little to choose between these two teams as ever. 0-0, of course, at Old Trafford early on in the season, a game that ended with that ugly brawl involving several of the Arsenal players and Ruud van Nistelrooy mainly, after which 4 Arsenal players were banned. Matters getting slightly out of hand here. Neville with his arms all over Pires. And then was he caught in the face? Well, he's certainly claiming that's the case, as Pires actually swatted him away. Neville, who's been saying this week, there's no love lost, it's true, between the two teams, but there is enormous respect. But has someone spoken out of turn here, I wonder, or is it perhaps just Pires for lashing out at Neville? That seems to be the case. But Graham Barber sensibly hasn't overreacted. A caution is the right punishment. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Gary Neville did invite that response. Pires, who's been cautioned, not Neville. Now Adu. Arsenal's mercurial Brazilian. Here's Dennis Bergkamp, fighting for a new contract, fighting here with Scholes. He wants one more year at Highbury. And the way he's been playing lately, when he has been called upon, you would think he's going to get it. Up comes Toure. Approaching the half-hour mark. Campbell in there as well. For Pires to aim for. Filthy handball by Sylvestre. Wouldn't have thought Graham Barber had too good a view of that, not with Sylvestre having his back to him. Bergkamp threading it on and so nearly into the path then of Ljungberg. And Roy Carroll was on his guard. Now, did he handle this? It certainly bounced down off his arm. And he's a lucky man there to get away with that, Mikael Sylvestre. Maybe Graham Barber's view was obscured. I think if he'd seen what we have just seen, that would have been a penalty. Now it's a foul by Keane. Abrasive as ever. Yeah, a real whack then at Pires. Quite sure how he can claim that's not a free kick, Roy Keane. And some might say it warranted a caution. But for the moment, the is the only one in the referee's notebook. Torre to Edu. Now Campbell. He was careless though. It was cut out by Fletcher. Here's Solskjaer. Now Ronaldo. Faced by Clichy. You can never be quite sure what he's going to do next, Ronaldo. Fletcher. A little tentative though. Vieira was able to clear. Out come Arsenal again, but not for long. Gary Neville. What a good ball that is as well. It's Ryan Giggs. Pulled back for Scholes. And Manchester United take the lead on 31 minutes. Such a well-worked goal. And it's tucked out by Paul Scholes, the master predator. His fourth goal in the FA Cup this season, and it's given his team the breakthrough. Really good spot by Neville and from Giggs as well. And it's thumped home by Scholes. Arsenal were split open then by some really enterprising approach play. Giggs with the presence of mind then to pick out Scholes. He might have got the goal himself. He doesn't care who scores. Brown. I think he might have just missed the boat now for England, although he is rated very highly by his defender on Ericsson. Fletcher was pulled a little high on Edu, and here's another opportunity then for Arsenal to achieve parity here. There'll be one more minute on the end of the 45. That was Pires, only just wide then. Patrick Vieira seems to be playing maybe a deflection. It's going to be a goal kick. How close was this to going in? Well, maybe it wasn't actually Vieira who made contact. Here's O'Shea, well aware of the presence in of Freddie Ljungberg. So too was Mikael Silvestre, who had the job of mopping up. Thierry Henry, it would seem, being prepared to come on. Maybe Reyes as well, by the looks of things. Jose Reyes, and he is certainly being sent into the fray. Jeremy Aliadier, he's done his best up there, but has in truth looked a little lightweight. Too often potential attacks have broken down without him and Bergkamp. So he's off, replaced by Jose Reyes. But will United have to contend with Thierry Henry as well? I think they will. 31 goals so far this season. He's replacing Pires. It is something of a surprise, except that you have to remember there are plenty more games coming up soon, including Tuesday in the Champions League against Chelsea. Thierry Henry, such a fantastic player, goal scorer extraordinaire. And many feel just about the best player in the world at the moment. On now for the Gunners. Arsene Wenger gambling that he wouldn't need him today. And he certainly does now. There's Kolo Touré. Well, straight at Paul Scholes, he couldn't really avoid that. Off his arm, but only a throw. Pires, who missed that golden chance in the first half when he headed over the top, and certainly hadn't been at his most influential. Ryan Giggs. The crowd here just hearing that there will be 3 more minutes to endure, one way or the other. John O'Shea. Wenger can only hope now. his stars can come up with something right at the death. But he is wearing the look now of a worried and frustrated man. Youngberg. Now Lauren. United players have been saying this week, we are the one team that Arsenal know can beat them. Are they going to prove that this afternoon? Where's Brown? Here's Youngberg. Trying to set up a side of goal, and he has done too. Youngberg's cross. Oh, just nudged away, and then Reyes. It was just too heavy for Dennis Bergkamp in the middle. Reyes beyond him. And the chance has gone. Bellion. Excellent defending by Campbell. But is it too late now? Torre. Hits on hope. Up goes Kanu, then Reyes. Youngberg. This is Kanu. Get it clear by Wes Brown. Up comes Clichy. Then to Torre. Now Lauren. 4-5 in the box at least then for Arsenal. Reyes. Down for Henry. And maybe, just maybe, that is the final chance for Arsenal today. Expressions that say it all among their supporters and certainly down on the bench. Such relief for those who follow Manchester United. Thierry Henry in front of goal, they must have feared the worst. But now there are beaming smiles among those United fans who've travelled down from the north today, hoping their team would overcome Arsenal. It seems they are going to. Gary Neville, only 20 seconds or so remaining. Vieira. There was the cool figure though of Roy Keane. Just making sure that nothing untoward happened. Right at the end of this absorbing FA Cup semi-final. Paul Scholes with the only goal as Raymond sets off upfield. But that's it! And Alex Ferguson can look forward to another FA Cup final. Paul Scholes with a winning goal on 32 minutes as the two managers shake hands and Arsene Wenger troops away a dejected figure. The treble dream is over.